right? July 3, 2026, 11 p.m. Indonesia. So, the lighthouse keeper's secret. On the edge of a rocky coastline stood an old lighthouse. Its white walls were cracked, its lantern rusted, but every night the light still shone across the dark sea. Inside lived Elias, the last lighthouse keeper. He was a man of few words, with silver hair and eyes that seemed to carry storms within them. The villager often wondered, why does Elias stay alone in that lighthouse? Some said he was hiding from the world. Others whispered that he guarded a secret. One evening, a young traveler named Mira arrived in the village. She was curious, bold, and carried a notebook filled with sketches. When she heard about the mysterious lighthouse keeper, she decided to visit him. She climbed the steep path, the wind pushing against her, until she reached the heavy wooden door. She knocked. Elias opened it slowly. Few people come here, he said. I like places with stories, Mira replied, and I think you have one. Inside the lighthouse, Mira noticed something strange. Behind the spiral staircase was a low iron door. She pointed at it. What's in there? She asked. Elias hesitated. That room holds memories. Some are too heavy to share. But Mira was persistent. Memories are meant to be told, otherwise they fade. Elias said, perhaps one day, not tonight. That night, a violent storm struck the coast. Wave crashed against the rock. Thunder roared, and the lighthouse shook. Elias lit the lantern, guiding ships away from danger. Mira stayed beside him, watching his steady hands. Suddenly, a ship appeared in the distance, struggling against the wave. Elias froze. His face turned pale. That ship, it looked like hers, he whispered. Hers? Who? Mira asked, but Elias did not answer. When the storm calmed, Elias finally unlocked the iron door. Inside was a small room filled with portrait of a woman with kind eyes and a gentle smile. She was my wife, Elias said softly. She sailed away many years ago and never returned. I kept painting her, hoping the sea would bring her back. Mira touched one of the paintings. So the lighthouse isn't just for ship, it's just for her. Elias nodded. Every night I light the lantern not only to guide sailor, but to guide her spirit home. Days passed, and Mira visited Elias often. She listened to his stories, sketched the lighthouse, and brought laughter back into the old keeper's life. One morning, Elias said, I am tired, Mira. The sea has taken much from me. Perhaps it's time for someone else to keep the light. Mira looked at him with determination. Then teach me. I will keep the light burning. Years later, travelers who passed the coast saw the lighthouse shining brighter than ever. Inside, Mira stood at the lantern, her notebook now filled with story of the sea. Elias had gone, but his secret lived on every beam of light, carried love, memory, and hope across the wave. And when the village looked up at the lighthouse, they no longer whispered about secrets. They simply said, the light never dies. Thank you.